Give me a minute. Hey, Grandma Faye, I just want to make sure there's no echo. I'm going to be reading The Spiritual Laws of Life by Harold Klemp. We left off on assumption, which many people do. Okay, the law of assumption. It is, thank you very much, Grandma Faye. Hey, Hazel, Cherry B. Thank you for all coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Um, there's my friend Grandma Faye. Oh, she don't got a wrenchy. Let me see. There you go. There's your wrenchy. You gotta let me know, cause I forget sometimes. All right, law of assumption, which I want to be reading, is The Spiritual Laws of Life by Harold Klemp, and we are left off on the chapter of assumption, which is the law of assumption. Hello, the Prince Speaks podcast. It is only by living each moment in the assumption of one's divinity that an individual can bring his spiritual potential into the world. So, in waking from its languor, begins a search for truth. The individual first seeks the Mahanta, or the inner planes, because the spiritual law requires a recognition of the agent of God. Hey Terry, thank you so much for coming. After that, the spiritual forces converge. This law further states that whatever takes place inside us may later become a reality in this physical world. The question always arises, what should I do if I am consciously dreaming or on a different plane and I want to get back into the awareness of the physical body? There is one basic rule. Assume with a sense of feeling that you are in a physical body. This will happen immediately. Like I told you in the last live, that if you move your finger, if you're capable of like moving your finger, if you have the chi within you to move your finger, your toe, your hand, or whatever it is, just to turn, to shift consciousness, you will come back to reality. Hey, Mighty Whitey, what's up, man? Here's your moderator. Hey, what's up? That's a good person, everybody, to connect with. Mighty Whitey. Patrick, nice to meet you. Alright, when you have a bad dream, the dream center has not allowed the whole story to come out. Begin with the assumption that something's missing, that you don't know everything yet. Then use the inner faculties to get the answers you need. Thank you, Hazel. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Thank you. Hello, Miss VSNO. Wait. Miss VSNCO9. What's up? I'm so sorry if I mispronounce it. Hey, Shelby, what's up? Thank you for joining the Buddha family. Thank you.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave.
All right, let's see the next.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything.
Thank you very much once again for joining the Buddha family. Hey, Mesquite Kitchen, what's up? All right. Next is the law of attitudes. Thank you, mighty, mighty, love and light. The fifth law of the physical universe, or the law of states of being, the power of a mix of imagination rules over will in the actions in this universe. We know that there is an answer for every situation that comes up in our life. There is always a way. Somehow, what holds us back is our attitudes. Learn the value of doing a spiritual exercise just before retiring or upon awakening. It works to your advantage during these times of change and consciousness awareness. The fifth law of the physical universe is the law of attitudes, or the states of being. Frankly, everything that operates with the laws of this part is capable of performing miracles. Not will, but the power of imagination rules our actions in this universe. La Chis says, I have learned to stand back and let the divine work through me. We find that this is the simple way of doing it. I found when adopting a certain attitude that I made contact with this power. It was an attitude of curious, childlike devotion to the Great Spirit. So many people want this childlike state, but the urgence of their physical needs causes tension and fear, thus closing the channel between themselves and the spirit. Anxiety and fear are tense emotions, fastening the person rigidly into emotional plane of consciousness so that he cannot reach the spiritual plane where things come true. Hey, Dizzy Dream, Dizzy Down, Edward Smart. Thank you. Competition intensifies the attitude of tension. Tension springs from fear. Fear rises out of excessive self love. Excessive self love cuts one off from the contact with the ECK. Thus, the qualities leading to satisfaction, happiness, and growth are not achieved. Anyone who recognizes his own self as soul relaxes at once, for he can truly say, I and the Father are one. In this relaxed way, all channels from within are opened. For those who do not know what Namaste means, once again, Namaste is I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, peace, and joy. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. So that means we all should be growing and helping each other And I'm tired of all these killings, these racist comics, this drama on YouTube, drama with anybody. One thing one is better than the other. No, we're all the same. We're all on the same plane. We're all in the same universe, same dimension. We're all trying to make it. Most of us just do this for fun. And we basically love those that we meet. Hey, Maria, Maria. What's up? How are you doing today? Edward Smart, how are you doing today? Mighty Whitey, Dizzy Dam, Sherry B, Terry, everybody. I hope you all are doing a wonderful and having a wonderful day. What noise? I asked if there's an echo. Let me see. Is there an echo? Let me see. Hold on. I'm good, sir. Just in a little bit of pain. I know I missed my live earlier. Hold on. A little bit of pain. I know I missed my live hold on. Earlier. Okay, no echo. Alright. I was just checking on my phone. I hope everything is doing wonderful. Hope they're getting their goals. I hope they're achieving in their watch hours. Most of all, if you're not, please grab one another up by typing Buddha. I don't know why this just says Buddha. Oh shit. Grab one another. Wait, when you. I'm sorry to cuss, but yes, man. Yeah, so yeah, I speak Spanish, so it's like I gotta catch myself at times, because you know how they say when you change your attitude, you shift your mind of thought, and that's basically what I did. I have learned to stand back and let the divine work through me and give my all to God, and whatever outcome comes, then that's what should it be. And I dealt with many years of health problems. I dealt with almost dying many times. But as long as you have that faith, you will be okay. All right, so let me finish reading. When things come true. Competition intensifies the attitude of tension. Tension springs from fear. Fear rises out of excessive self love. Excessive self love cuts one off from the contact with the ECK. Thus, the qualities leading to satisfaction, happiness, and growth are not achieved. We need to love ourselves first before we love another. Amen, Maria. Anyone who recognizes his own self as soul relaxes at once, for he can truly say, I am the Father are one, which means me and the Spirit, the Creator of me, are one. That's like when I was sitting in front of this waterfall, all I would look at was the water, the trees, the beautiful waterfall. I have pictures of me swimming out there to the waterfall, going on the rocks, going underneath the waterfall. And it's a great experience. And that was in Hawaii on the Big Island. And I'm not ashamed to say that I did have a dream when I was there. It was the enlightenment, was it, what was the class? Um, Light activation class. Sorry. I wanted to get the name right. It was light activation class, and I kind of got awoken because my mother was putting my phone back under my pillow, and that woke me up. And I was calling out to someone. It wasn't my mother, but it was one of those name that came out of my mouth. And my mother just put the phone back, and I dreamed of what would occur in 2 days. And it did. And it just broke me down really bad. And I just went to this waterfall and I gave it all to God. And that's what I'm doing now. So, briefly, the law of attitudes goes like this: it is the corrective feeling and pictures you carry in your mind constantly. If you decide to take a picture with a camera, let's say of a tree, and do so, you view the picture tree in the viewfinder. After a few days, you get the pictures back from the camera shop, and you are not surprised to find that it's really a picture of a tree you took. This is simply the same way life works. When we image something in our minds, we are sighting pictures in the viewfinder of the mind. The thought vibrations within us will deal with the exposed films we have made, and presently the finished picture comes into visibility in our lives. It's as simple as that. Every present thought solidifies into a future condition. Remember that the subtle forces within man are the same, but the important thing is the manner in which we call upon it. If we speak to it in negative terms, it responds in that manner. We impose self limitations upon ourselves to give power and opportunity to work through the subconscious mind. Every present thought solidifies into a future condition. Hey, Black Empress, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute. I've seen some of your videos, but I haven't seen you. Whatever is the consciousness is bound to come forth. It can be compulsive or the free will to convert negative attitudes that one has against another or against certain segments of life will leap out in time. For example, if a person has many covert attitudes against men and women, it is doubtful if he can confront his fellow men. This is a type of person who spends too much time alone. Don't do too many things with people of this nature, like participating their anger, because it will definitely pull the triggers and they will go down the dwelling spiral in a hurry. Some cases are suicides. The karma created out of some action against someone else keeps the individuals in a constant quarrel, mainly with themselves. Many times they believe they are quarreling with another, but it's with themselves. In ECK, we understand that the mind runs in a rut. We pick up habits as children. Hey, what's up, Steve Gilmore, Shy Heart? How you doing, Shy Heart? Let me see if Shy Heart got a wrenchy. I was trying to figure out how to add something to my banner, and I don't know how to do it. Let me save that. Let me see. I'm live on my phone. Let me see. Let me see if Shy Heart has a wrenchy. Carlos Cabal, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, sir. Steve Gilmore. Oh, I need to pull it up on the computer. Okay. Oh, there it is on the computer. All right, Sherhard, you got a wrenchy. Why doesn't it show my phone that you don't have a wrenchy? Eh, what's up, Sherry? Yeah, the last chapters. I mean, I keep to myself. I stay home. I don't go out much. And yeah, if you upset me, my temper does trigger real fast. But if you're not strong minded, you can lead to suicidal thoughts and you can lose the battle. So that I don't like disagree with what they're saying because I know it's a fact and I know it's true because I've been through it. But I'm strong minded. We pick up habits as children which carry into the teen years and become hardened and solidified as we grow older. Anger and other attitudes of the mind stem from these habits. The only thing that is greater than mind is soul. It is above the power of the mind, and it is the only thing able to nudge the mind out of its rut. This is the attitude we take in life on the path to God. We don't say, I'm afraid to step out in life because I'll be showing up as ignorant. We step out boldly and courageously. We learn things we're willing to make a fool of ourselves just for the sake of the experience of learning. The mind with routines and habits doesn't want to change what it has been doing. It wants to keep reading and enjoying itself. But spirit moves on, and the mind and emotions and everything else move along. If we aren't willing to exercise this randomity, we have a hard time through our intentions going from one attention level to the next out to be a very easy and smooth transition we have to be willing to let go of old attitudes and stay very open to spirit as it tries to lead us into greater awareness. Once you have opened up to spirit, the inner master will step in as long as you give permission and take you into the greater vistas. If soul has given permission, but the lower bodies don't know it, this is when you start saying, you've got all these problems. Now is the time to start giving of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be within the ECK program, but you have to begin giving back to life in some way. Do this according to your own talents and interests. Some people like to give talks, others don't. They purified. If that's the case, then don't give talks. Thank you, Steve. If that's the case, then don't give talks. Some like to work with children, while others may be those who have been parents. May say, I've done my time, let someone else have a turn. A mind with ramity can change under any circumstance. This is a factor which isn't very well known, but the higher soul travels on the spiritual path, the less become its burdens and the easier it is to change swiftly from one course to another. A mind that moves with random speed works in the field of ramidity. We do not have to please God. We have to manifest its presence. Many who are doing good have little or no idea as to what good really is. Many are willing to have God interfere in their lives, but are not willing to do what is needed for themselves. However, when anyone examines his life, he will come to the realization that it is always his beliefs, considerations, and conditionings that determine his experiences in life. So we come to the most important part of life's message. It is not what we do that determines our experience in life, but it is what we expect. Even when you have done all the correct things, if you have the haunting fear that things will go wrong, they will go wrong. It is because you are bad, sinful, or evil. No, it is because you have that belief. It is I am's concept of itself that determines the form, the scenery of its existence. Everything depends upon its attitude towards itself. That which it will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken in its world. We know that we can shape our future because the future is unformed. You can make it what you want, but you have to be able to visualize what you very clearly. Unfortunately, most people look for materialistic goals such as money, health, wealth, and companionship. But again, I'm going to mention this as Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Make sure that your goal is worth the trouble. Hey, Sweet Pea! Hey, some more. How you doing, Sweet Pea? It's been a while. I haven't seen you, Sweet Pea. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. How are you? How's the family? To develop this creative imagination, work with the spiritual exercises of ECK, experiment freely with these techniques. What you're looking for is to have experience with the sound and light, where you will have adventures in other worlds. To develop this creative imagination, work with the spiritual exercises of ECK. Balance, the law of balance. Wait, I need this. Yes, it has hugs and more to it. Thank you so much, Sweet Pea. Much, much love. Law of balance, the stability which lies in the Godhead, all its completely in balance in God's universal body, the principle of unity or oneness. But in the lower worlds, this unity is stimulated by the interchange between the pairs of opposites. Let me see if this playlist is still running. Shit. Let me see. I'm very sorry. Alright, finished. So let me see if I sent it. Let me know. Send it? No, I haven't sent it. Yes, me know. How's everybody doing in the chat? I hope all of you are staying safe, staying blessed, having a wonderful day. I am just well, finishing this playlist real quick. I gotta screen record this and then turn it into them and show everybody I watched their videos. Alright, save it and then it will load. Alright, blindness to cause and effect is still man's relentless problem today. Let me read that again. Blindness to cause and effect is still man's relentless problem today. The human consciousness refuses to admit that all actions have consequences. The living ECK master demonstrates the law balance in terms of contemporary customs. As we live the life of ECK, we want to know how it works in our daily life. A professional musician recently said he had developed a case of jittery nerves. So much of this creative flow was coming through him that he was not able to take the time to balance it with some kind of physical of activity. He's so involved with his music that he has not been able to work any physical activity into his daily schedule. Another musician told about joining a basketball team. The musician was able to get his exercise in this way. It is important to keep a balance in our physical life. When we get the ECK flowing, and all too often, we want to put all of our attention on the books of ECK or the completive exercises, and we forget that we also have to live day to day. That's in How to Find God, Manhanta Transcripts, Book 2, Chapter 3. Life goes up and down. We have times when everything is going our way, but there are also times when we're at the bottom. If we keep ourselves open to spirit, there will be an equal balance. This is what is meant to by the detached state. When our fortunes hit bottom, we surrender to spirit. Then we can go back up more naturally and will maintain this rhythm of life. As the life goes on around us, the detached state is that which runs right through the center. We are balanced, individual, working in the soul consciousness. We don't we do what we can, but we don't feel guilty and we don't let ourselves get out of balance. We work with our like minded people to accomplish things. We don't sit back in life and just wash our hands of the whole affair. You get to the soul plane by balancing the positive and the negative parts within yourself. They come into perfect balance on the soul plane. From this moment on, we have self realization. This is a spiritual transfiguration that occurs, you actually become a new person. You are now in the state of self recognition, knowing who you are, and what your mission in life may be. Each soul is an individual and unique being. In the lower planes, we have the two parts of our lower nature, the positive and the negative. We get to the soul plane. We find that these two parts become one. This is called the self recognition state. What Socrates referred to when he said, "Man, know thyself up until this time." Knowing the self meant merely knowing the ego or the little self rather than our true spiritual nature. Our consciousness changes when we reach the soul plane. We now have an outlook on life that is balanced. Hey, Kambal, RGP bikers, good morning. Please type Buddha to drop your link. Let me put that up for you guys. Sorry. There you go. Type Buddha to drop your link, everybody. Alright, so in the dream state, marriage simply means that soul is having an inner intuition where the two parts of itself are drawn a little closer together. We are looking for the link up of soul with the ECK. This divine spirit which comes from God, each time you see marriage or the inner planes, regardless of the personality you perceive as your mate, it means a closer marriage with spirit and with God. Hey, meow meow! What's up, meow meow? Everybody, please link up with Meow Meow. Make a Meow Meow. Hazel, Shy Heart, Grandma Face, Steve, Sweet Pea, Cherry Terry. Everybody that's in this chat right now is worth grabbing each other up. Black Empress Enterprise TV, Miss Key Kitchen, Maria Through Siphon. Dizzy Deham, Mighty Whitey, please grab them up. Books of ECK are the completive exercises, and we forget that we also have to live day to day. Life goes up and down. Oh, I read that. Sorry. What was that? We do what we can, but we don't feel guilty. I read that. Alright, here we go. My bad. We don't want to practice austerities that is not balanced. Buddha spoke about this. He had started out his life as a rich young man, protected from seeing poverty or sorrow. And when he went out into the world, he said, "Now I must beg and become poor." He tried fasting, and that didn't work out so well. All he got was skinny as a rail. After a while, he said there must be some way to live a life that is well balanced. There must be a middle way. In the spiritual life, we look to find the balance so that when we have this experience of God and see the light, whether it is the blue light or anything else, we are able to carry on. We don't get frantic and say, "Will I ever see it again?" When the time is right, you will. And that is very true. Vinny! Deborah Mosley, thank you very much for coming. Others will hear the sound. There are two aspects of God, which of the Ikis, and even those who aren't in Ekankar outwardly are beginning to learn about the experience in their daily life. Someone mentioned they didn't know how to find people with motivation or how to motivate them. And really, you can't. You find people who are motivated at any particular moment. Some are motivated for a while, and then they go into a rest period. The rest points in eternity. There is a natural cycle that we run: activity, rest, activity, rest, and Akis learns how to walk the middle path where he can make the activity and rest work for him so that he becomes a conscious co worker with God 24 hours a day. Everybody, please say what's up to my friend Vinny Pots and Pans. Type Buddha to drop your link. Meow Meow is lifestyle green. Lifestyle green. She has two channels. That's the Thora lifestyle. This here is. Let me see how to spell her last name because her last name is kind of hard for me. Uh, there we go. There's her other channel. That's her main channel. She's at work, but that's her main channel. She'll usually be up here with me, but when I'm reading, she usually doesn't. Um, all events and experiences in life reflect the law of spiritual balance. Sooner or later, the pendulum swings back. That moment when major positive and negative forces are in equal proportions, we may refer to as one and on the edge of eternity. It means having a chance to go beyond the normal cause and effect of daily experiences. Connecting diamonds. Vinny, I'm glad you're doing wonderful. How is your mom? How's your family? Connecting diamonds. Events are like diamonds. Invisible lines connect them, a part of a divine plan. The God lover learns to see and follow these lines, for they smooth his way. They lead over holy ground. It is there that the Holy Spirit does the wonders that help an individual do what he cannot do alone. It shields him. It loves and mercy are the grace that put joy and goodness into everyday life. That's great. Great, great, great. There is a spiritual principle called connecting diamonds that is at work every day of our lives, whether we are aware of it or not. Let's look at an example. An old friend of an Ekius came to town for a visit. The two decided to find a billiard parlor and enjoy an afternoon of billiards. They looked in the place they looked in the phone directory, found the location of a few places, then set out for one. Although they had agreed to try the first place on their list, the driver was actually en route to the second location before either noticed the error, so they turned around to save time, and with map in hand, they took a shortcut along some unfamiliar streets. Soon they reached their destination, but the billiard tables were all full, which meant either waiting for a table or else trying to find another parlor with an open table, so they left. They climbed back into the car, checked the map, then set out for the second choice on their list, a location many miles distant on the other side of town. By an odd coincidence, the second place happened to be on the very same street. However, this fact was not apparent to them as they drove, because the route ran along city streets onto freeway, then back onto city streets. But this second billiard parlor the driver had instinctively set out for at the start was on the same street as first, although many miles apart. That is an example of connecting diamonds. It was like this. We perceive some idea that we feel will enrich our life. At that very moment, we make a plan, then we set out from home to accomplish the first leg of our search, but find the ECK is actually trying to get us to go directly to the second place. We resist the guidance of the Holy Spirit. We check our original plan's roadmap again and try to find a shortcut to place we think we think we should be at. When we arrive, nothing works out. The trip is not lost. However, unless we become discouraged and head straight home, but giving up to easy, if instead we decide to pursue our original plan, we will bring out the map again and try to find a new route to our destination. In doing so, we often find that a line connects all the main points to our quest. Individuals who know and follow this principle of connecting diamonds are usually happy, successful in life. Every event in our life is a part of a divine plan that accounts for each so called mistake or happening of chance. Most people don't know that life connects. They don't realize that the events in their lives are diamonds and that invisible lines run between them in every possible direction and combination of points. To be happy, we must take the initiative to connect. Hey, Blessed Michelle, thank you very much for sharing. Thank you for coming. Yeah, this is a spiritual reading. This is not karaoke. Vinny Pots and Pans. I will drop the link in a minute as soon as I finish this chapter, which I am almost done. Where was I? List the location many miles distant on the other side of the town. By an odd coincidence, the second place happened to be on the very same street. Mm, I already read that. This is an example of connecting diamonds. I lose my place once I was up there. Sorry. London Bridge has fallen. Yeah, you know, I would like to say I'm very sorry to the royal family for losing the queen. It is very sad because she was very close to Prince Charles. She was very close. What the hell? My mother just came in and threw my dog in here. Hey, no, give me that. Oh shit. There's something on the floor. Hold on, guys. No, no. Oye, don't be running around the plane, okay? Listen. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got you, little boy. Oh my gosh. What are you, hyper or something? Oh my God, you are hyper. She's very hyper. She's running around throwing things. Hold on, let me try this. She's extremely hyper. My mother just gave a bath. Here we go. Give me that golf ball. Ay, Dios mío. The piranha's in here. One moment, please. Meaning the evil. Yeah, I know. Hold on one moment, please. Sorry. Where's your cookie? Where's your cookie? And you playing with the golf ball, huh? Where's the golf ball? Where is the golf ball? Where is the golf ball? I don't know where the golf ball is. Oh no. You already tore one cookie off. Please. Oh my god. Come. Come in. Come in. Come in. You get this little boy. Give me shit. Get you right now. Yeah. My god. Oh my gosh. Really? Ah, that's my thumb. Crazy. Alright. I'm a holder. I'm sorry. No piranha. Don't be trying to bite the book. What is wrong with you? Listen. Relax. That's the diamonds and that. Okay, so most people don't know that life connects. They don't realize that the events in their lives are diamonds and that invisible lines run between them in every possible direction and combination of points. To be happy, we must take the initiative and to connect those points that bring love and goodness to us. How do you start? You cannot ever put too much emphasis upon having a spiritual frame of mind. So begin every day with the spiritual exercises of ECK. Sing of your personal word. The spiritual exercises will stop. Will give you the strongest connection of all, a bond with the ECK and the Holy Spirit. Second, sit back and dream the sort of life you would like. What would you like to do? To be, think. What? I'm gonna put her down. She's driving me crazy. Think backward from the goal, from your desire that will be your plan for achievement. And there, and third, begin. That's looking at your plan for spiritual happiness and success from end to beginning. Now let's look at it more logically. There will be three stages or connecting diamonds to this plan. First, you must do something or make a beginning. But where? In what direction? Until you know the third or final point of the connecting diamonds, your goal. You cannot begin to work toward that end. So see a picture of your goal. You'll notice that an uncomfortable space still lies between step one, the starting point, and the third step, your goal. The middle point is the unformed creative part where the Holy Spirit works. It wonders to help you accomplish what you cannot do yourself. How do you get moving? You will never get to this miraculous part of life until you set a goal. Then you must take the initiative and begin to move forward toward it. Only then, Holy Spirit help you through the large unknown second area where you must exercise your talents to create a better life for yourself. Paul Twitchell speaks about the diamond and the ECK hyphen vidya, VIDYA, ancient science of prophecy. He says the diamond is related to the physical world and man's human experience. It represents, get away from my garbage. It represents divine power brought to bear upon the more, wait, mm, brought to bear upon the material conditions. Ignition, clairvoyance, inspiration are are faculties of the higher mind, whereby light is reflected as from flawless diamond. Do you want to be happy? Then set out to learn. Do you want to be happy? Then set out to learn about the connecting diamonds in your own lap, the shimmer and glistening all around you. But always begin your search by singing who or some other love song to God. And then the next chapter I will go ahead and read for you guys is called Destiny. But I would like to invite my friend up, Vinny, who is also a spiritual and connected very well with the spirit and enlightenment and the universal divine. So let me go ahead and invite him if he's available. He can come up. I don't know, there's two of me up here. What are you doing? Listen, Piranha. ¿Qué pasó contigo? Ay, Dios mío. Mira, mira, chico. Get was, get was. Where's your cat? Where's your cat? You got it in Orlando. Give me the golf ball. This is not a golf course. Okay? You are not outside. You are in my room. What is that? What is that noise? What is that noise? Oh my god. She wants to be in Portland and then she takes it back. Hey, what's up, Team Cody? Mega Meow Meow. That's my boy Vinny Pasta Pants. He's very spiritual, connected with the divine, the spirit, the universe, and everything. So he knows exactly what I mean. And we're on the same level. And when we talk, people usually leave the chat. But it's all good, you know. Let me see. My phone died. Shit. Coco, did you get my membership? Wait, and it's in the stream. My bad, that's for Vinny when he's ready. I will read the law of destiny. Soul comes into the world to accomplish an assortment of tasks. These assignments taken as a whole make up its destiny. Soul enters this world to accomplish a collection of tasks. Taken as a whole, these assignments make up its destiny. To set the tone of its mission, soul may come into either a healthy body or a sickly one, into comfortable means or poverty, with great intellect or a simple mind, with a favored color of skin for that era or not, once a male, again a female. Yes, and I came back into a sickly body. I suffer every day with pain. Hey, Jordan, thank you very much for coming through. I'm sorry I missed your premiere this morning. I do got you on replay, of course. So if I'm not there, you know, there's something wrong with me. I'm in bed sleeping, or I'm in bed in pain. Usually, I woke up today at 3:33, and well, I woke up today at 3:20 in the morning, and I went on YouTube because the premiere starts at 2 a.m. So I wanted to make sure my other phone was running, and on my phone I went on YouTube and Trending Live TV was live, and then when left her live, just saying hi to everybody, I went to another live, and it was my friend Supine Kalamat, and it's funny because as soon as she ended, I noticed the time was 3:33, and she ended. I was like, hello and bye. And I just went back to training and left the day running. And I went back to sleep. You did not miss anything. You're good. Thank you for always. I've been seeing the I don't know what you call it. It's you're not at home anywhere. You're at a park or it looks like you're under the what do you call those things that they have in the park? Like it looks like a tent, but it's not a tent. It's like a little building with picnic table, April showers, um, and you're doing something with the ropes. That I've always wanted to do, but I have a balance issue, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know. But if you're ever in Miami and you bring those ropes, let me know. I would like to learn. All right. So basically, where I leave off, destiny as a concept is wanting in popularity in Western society today. People want to run their own lives. They want to shape their own tomorrows. The primarily seed for each incarnation is under the umbrella of destiny known to us as past life karma. Grandma Faye, drop your link to your live tonight so I could pin it. Shy Hard, if you have any premiere, drop it so I could pin it. Anybody got premieres, lives coming up, drop it so I could pin it. Let me make sure. What is it with you and rice? Let me make sure. Yeah, you have a ranch. No, 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 no. You go have rice with bolitos, okay? Rice con bolitos, frijoles, dale. No me gusta rice. A lot of carbs. All right, so the primarily seed of each incarnation is under the umbrella of destiny, known to us also as past life karma. On a practical level, genetic, cultural, and social elements combine to determine soul's position in this world. For people on the lower end of the survival scale, the Lord of Karma alone chooses the time and place of rebirth. By definition, the survival scale is a yardstick of one's can do instincts, but karmic placement does allow some people a voice in their place of birth. These are the individuals near the top of the scale who are always creative in some way, usually cheerful, upbeat people because of gains made in past life. Unfoldment. They have won a say in choosing the present incarnation. Destiny can be thought as the equipment, talents, or gifts which a person brings to this life. It remains for each to use them wisely. Once an individual makes a commitment to hold true to the teachings of ECK and follow the words of the living ECK master, it is a sure thing he will see his outer life run in new directions. The law of destiny, which has dictated the direction of his life to this point, is dismantled. The power is taken from the mechanism. A whole new chapter is begun. When the master turns that book of life, whatever is expected when one begins an earnest study in ECK, it is certain that the love of the sound current is smoldering in the center of the spirit. Destiny can be thought of as the equipment, talents, or gifts which a person brings to this life. It remains for each to use them wisely. That's a reminder on this page for you guys. No problem, Vinny. Grandma Faye, did you drop your link? Anybody drop their link who's going live? The next detachment. Giving them strong affection for the environment and possessions, but not ceasing to identify with them, becoming independent of them, mentally free from love of the world and the all worldly desires. Detachment is something we know about in the spiritual life. It doesn't mean not to get involved, it means to not let outer circumstances throw off your inner balance. The word detachment is too cold. What is meant in spiritual terms is this: we, as one with all, will have a certain amount of pleasure and pain, but will not let it affect our emotional balance too greatly to throw our minds into the extreme poles of joy or sorrow. The real control the real control is detachment from fear. Once you have gained this important attribute of God, then you can enjoy greater life. Yes, you can have a joy mixed with pain and not be affected to the same extent as previously. Only when fear is in control of those two poles in is your life attached to its physical, mental, and spiritual possessions. Give up fear, you need never give up another thing in your life. Great joys, physical, mental, and spiritually, can become yours balanced Let's see. Balanced by what sorrows there need be in your life. Hey, Vinny!
Hey, Buddha!
What's up, Vinny?
Well,
How you doing?
pretty good. No, continue reading. I'm interested in what you're saying there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll mute, but I'm here.
Okay. Thank you. The
You're
razor's edge
welcome.
is one's calm detachment from the things of this world. Yet he may enjoy them as a blessing of life, for the past karma has brought them for his experience. There is no virtue in suffering, poverty, or martyrdom unless the individual needs those experiences for the purification of soul. One must be detached from all love of material things and events, from all concern about them. The Shela attains this attitude because his love is centered above the perishable things of this world and reaches the heavenly planes. From the love of objects of the senses, man has desires. From his desires rises anger. From anger proceeds delusion. And from delusion come confused memories and senses. This destroys his love of God, and from all this he perishes. But when he is disciplined and places his love in the Mahanta, then does he move among the objects of his senses free from pleasures and free from pain, but mostly free from self indulgence. Charity is what the Christian Bible speaks of as goodwill. We call it vairag or detachment. The Vairag, Vairag, is the detached state of consciousness. This goes along with God realization. Detached does not mean without compassion, uncaring, without love. It means simply that you can have compassion, you can enjoy life, but if sorrow comes into your life, it does not burden you unto the end of your days. You are able to see the hand of God in it. There are a few individuals who do drink this water of immortality. They learn to work with the enzymes and to reverse the aging process because they have a mission. They are not concerned about staying in the body or not. They just do their work. The person who qualifies is one who learns to work in the state of vairag or detachment. This does not mean giving up all interest in the family, throwing away all emotions, and walking through life like a zombie, a computer controlled robot, and then saying, I am now in the detached state. No, one who does this is actually in the sleep state. Detached means seeing the play of life, crying when we must, laughing when we can, but at all times looking at life from the viewpoint of soul, knowing that even this shall pass away. Detached does not mean unemotional. It means that no matter what we have in life, we will not be crushed if it is taken from us. It means we have the attitude of the total trust in life to give us what is for our own spiritual benefit. And the next chapter I will read is discrimination, and I'll read that tomorrow. I will let Vinny see what he got any viewpoints on the book.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty,
yeah,
pretty spot on, right?
yeah, it sounds pretty good. My acupuncturist, that I do acupuncture with. She's
Mm-hmm.
into the chakras and Linda Howe, and she told me to read The Spiritual Laws of Life by Harold Clamp.
All right.
So I've been reading that, and I really like it. It makes sense.
It's funny you were mentioning earlier about the you were seeing 333. I noticed
Yeah,
that again twice today. How
I woke
wild
up.
is that?
Yeah,
Now,
and
do you know the significance of the 333?
I don't remember, but
Okay,
yeah, I do.
I'll tell you two things it's very significant with. First of all, when Jesus Christ died, he was 33.3 months old.
Oh,
Okay. And the Masons, the Masons,
uh huh.
they, anybody who builds, it's the 33 and a third degree. It's the compass and the tool that they use to build and draw plans up to build a building.
Yeah,
So the Masons are very heavy with because that's like the staple of building 33 and a third degree. Just and it's just I don't know why and how, but I do know that Jesus was 33 and 3 months old when they crucified him. So
wow.
just put it out there, you know what I mean?
So what does it mean when you see it? Like if you wake up to at that time, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, it's always a good sign when you see triplets of any number. And don't be afraid by if you see. Well, you'll never see 666 on your clock, right? So there may be a reason
No,
for that. There may be a reason,
I don't never
right?
see that. Yeah, I
The
don't never
highest
see
you'll see is 659. Damn, I missed it. For all you Satanists out there,
that. Shit, I don't see that. Thank God I don't see that.
right? Well,
Ooh,
yes,
Lord,
thank you, God. Yes.
that's what I'm thankful. That's thankful Thursday. I'm thankful I do not see that number.
Right, but
My
it's not a number
thumbnail
that really. Go ahead. I'm
is in
sorry.
Hawaii. My thumbnail. That's Hawaii.
Mm.
That's the big island of Hawaii.
I love the waterfall. You see, we could equate life to that waterfall, right?
Yeah,
Because prior to the waterfall, Buddha is a river or a stream, right?
correct. Yeah,
And my philosophy, and I know yours is too. I know it's tough
yeah,
to not. So what you want to do now? Splat. We're born into this life. We're here. But the best you could do is just ride the river, ride the stream. Let your boat take you where it needs to go. Don't fight it. Yeah, maybe you want to pull over to the side of the bank and have a little lunch. That's cool. Smoke a little herb that's on the side of the bank. Fine. But the worst you could do is try to turn your canoe or your boat in the opposite direction of the way the rivers want you to go. And
yeah,
and by and large, Buddha, so many people in life just want to just they call it bucking the current, right? So they want to go against it. And
yeah.
a lot
I'm
of people
kind
are
of in
going to
that
realize,
situation.
well, but that's what you don't want to do. And meaning, like, you're reading the book, it makes you feel good, right?
Yeah,
And that's what you do. Buddha
it
only
really does.
does what Buddha feels good about doing. And you're learning. Hey, listen, it's not an overnight process. It's not like a flick of a switch. You got to learn how to just understand it's more important for you to feel good yourself
Right.
than anybody else on this planet. Family, no matter what. Because when you feel good and you're grounded, the people who love you and who are surrounding you, they feel even more grounded.
You see, you can't be
Right.
preaching, right? Like I'd be a hypocrite if I would be like, "Oh yeah, but all I do is talk doom and gloom," and well, that's not what God wants us to experience. You see, God wants everybody to be experiencing wonderfulness. But a lot of
Right.
people like the drama, a lot of people like the gossip, a lot of the boo. You know what I mean?
Promise, you wanna come up? I know you like talking to Vinny.
Crowd makes child, pam, pam,
I think it's that
pam.
word. Bam, bam,
Bam, bam,
bam.
bam. I took that from Rona, but
Yeah,
yeah, it works. You know, you get in where you fit in with the little things, you know?
that's the link. If you wanna come up, Promise, or if anybody wants to come up, give their insight. Sherry B. Sherry, if you still here,
And
you
for
can
anybody
come
who
up.
doesn't know, that pam, pam, pam means like if you had an air horn at a football game or a soccer game and you go, bam, bam, bam. That's what the pam, pam, pam represents. It represents an air horn, you know, like "Bah, bah, bah." It's good stuff, you know. "Bah, bah, bah." A lot of people like, hey, pam, pam, pam. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, that's hopefully I described it. You know what I mean? All right, Buddha, give me a second. I'm gonna go grab a smoke,
All right.
and I'll be right back. I'm still here. I'm just gonna mute
Okay.
out.
No
Okay.
problem.
Oh, okay. Oh no, no problem. No, no.
I'm just looking at something because it came in the mail. I'm trying to see if I have to activate this. My mother, my food card came, so I gotta see if I gotta activate it. Oh, but everyone's having a wonderful day. I don't know if Sherry B is still in the chat. Sherry B, Grandma Faye, thank you for still being here. Promise Child, Vinny, uh, I don't know who else is here. Let's see. Silence is this silent. Maria, Shy Heart, Shy Heart. Please tap Buddha to drop your link. Alright, well, let's see. Discrimination. The recognition that there is no good nor evil, no beauty nor ugliness, no sin, and that these are concepts of the mind, the dual forces in the matter worlds, the ability to make right judgments, to distinguish between those actions which contribute to spiritual growth and those which are a waste of time. Viveka, the first step in Ekanar, right discrimination, being able to discriminate between what will be good for spiritual advancement would be wasting time. The opposite of karma, lust. It requires a high level of discrimination to avoid breaking the spiritual law. In order to know when to speak and when to remain silent, you must apply the law of discrimination. Discrimination just means making the right choices. Some people have an uncanny knack for making the wrong choices, and that's why they have problems they do. They'll get into one unhappy marriage for another after another, two to three, four times. The mate turns out to be an alcoholic. You say, what bad luck? But it's not bad luck. Soul who is making the choice as poor discrimination and makes poor choices. How do you change this? First, you have to look at your own weaknesses. Then you have to also know how to grow and develop spiritually. Generally, it's through singing the ancient name of God. Who this or one of the other spiritual exercises helps. As you grow in discrimination, you learn you can only accept a certain amount of something. Then you have to step back and say, I'll learn to do things another way. You fall back on your creativity, the creativity of soul, the razor's edge the razor's edge of discrimination always hounds a seeker of God. God speaks through dreams, intuition, and sometimes the voices of other people who have more experiences than we do. But unless we have opened our heart through singing, who we won't have the discrimination to know wisdom when we hear it. And the next chapter is economy, which I will read tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only 3 people in the chat. But it's okay, because I got my boy Vinny, and I got Promise coming up in a few. And we can have a conversation. That's what it's all about. I'm on YouTube to have fun with my friends and to give spiritual words and speaking from spiritual laws. Let me call this card to activate it for my mother. Why wait for me?
Ah, chip, chip, chip.
There's Vinny.
And my seat keeps going down to the bottom. I gotta keep pumping, pumping up to get up here. I'm sitting at the computer. I'm like, I feel short. What the fuck?
My friend told me to put I don't know if you know how to do it. Do you know how to put a I have it on my description, but I don't know how to put it on my banner. She said put it like a little, I was like a little circle. It's like buy me a cup of coffee.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Yeah.
Yeah, she said go there and then people can buy you a cup of coffee, donate directly to you, and you won't have taxes. And I was like,
Kitchen.
oh,
All right, but Buddha don't need a cup of coffee. Buy Buddha a house, will you?
I mean, buy me a cup of coffee that helps me.
Oh yeah, get your caffeine, get you going. You know.
No, the money goes to me.
All right. No, I know it
I'll
does.
be buying water. I don't drink coffee.
Now it's funny. I see the Big Chef now, but I only see it because I'm in the StreamYard. But if I click over into the YouTube, do you see my face or do you see an empty square
No,
box?
I see an empty white circle.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Why
You
is that?
you you have to drop down and come back up,
Really?
or hit the 3 dots on your picture and change your picture, and then change it back to the cat. Oh, there I see a cat. Wait, I see a cat on StreamYard.
Right. Yeah. It's on StreamYard, no problem. But
I don't see it on YouTube.
is the measurements on YouTube too big? Maybe.
No. And usually a lot of people been having that in the last stream I came. Hey, David. A lot of people have been doing that, having issues with that on the last stream I came from. They
Mm-hmm.
just dropped down and they came back.
All right, let me drop and I'll come back. So drop the
Alright,
link again, okay?
alright. Hey, Clemir! What's up? Let me see, we got Promix. Is this picture show? Yep. Hey, Promix! Vinny's coming back. His picture didn't show.
What up, Buddha?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm good. Tired as hell. Just got out work.
Shit, I feel you. Evening circle and cat. I'm trying to see if I have to activate this card. Where's Vinny? Vinny, Vinny, Vinny.
Say English. Para español, diga español.
English. Give me one moment so I can activate this card for her. Sammy! Sammy, Sammy, Sammy.
Clyde Man, what's up? David, what's up? Salute to the chat.
Alright, there we go. I added Vinny. Should have called the wrong number.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, you catch those now.
Well, that's what I just said.
El español. ¿Cómo estás, Climby?
Muy bien, gracias. Dale.
Oh, you in the background making coffee? You gonna make me a latte?
Oh, you know what the best is, Buddha?
What?
The forget the Starbucks version of it. It's the Dunkin' Donuts iced caramel macchiato.
Oh.
It's a large, like, it's whatever. But oh man, you want to talk about getting yourself going for the day? Woof!
Yeah, that's too much sugar. I can't have that much sugar.
I like the caramel. It's nice.
I used to eat the double. I used to drink the double chocolate chip from Starbucks with the
Okay.
whipped cream. That used to be like, oh, in heaven.
Oh yeah, but the problem is with the Dunkin' Donuts, even by me, and I mean they want like almost $6 for the damn thing. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
that's true. You want a lot of money. You're
Like
making me want a
you're charging
matcha.
more than Starbucks. Damn. But it is good though. So once in a while, I'll go grab it. Yeah, once in a while if I'm around. See now, Buddha, I look at the clock and I see 5:55. It's weird.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's not weird to
5:55.
me anymore. It used to be, but I'm just. I see 5:55.
Yeah, I don't like sugar. No sugar for me.
I like my coffee strong.
I
Yeah,
don't like coffee,
Cafe
honestly.
Bustelo, Colombian.
How you been, man?
I've been good, man. Just tired as hell, but no rest for the weary. We gotta do what we gotta do, man. Farm life.
That's it, man. No, it's good to hear your voice again, man.
Thanks for that, man. I'm living these times crazy, this inflation, but it's expected, so I don't complain about it.
Right.
Yeah, how is it? How is the farm? Because I see a lot of people on YouTube, like on the news, showing that their crops are dying from the sun.
It's productive, but it has taken its hits. I mean, that's expected too. Like, that's why I say from farmer to farmer to others, because we do transport a lot of our produce to other parts of this island. That's part of the business. And the same goes for them. The scorching of the sun has burned a lot of crops, but
Right.
productivity keeps going, that's just a part of it. That's nature of the business. So like them, it hurts, but it's part
Hmm.
of the plan. This is supposed to happen.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Dunkin'
crazy.
Donuts. there's a reason America runs on Dunkin', man. I don't mess with Dunkin' Donuts like that.
I don't mess with them either.
Well, the real, forget America. That is a really good cliche to say, right? Because
Right,
America,
right.
most of Americans, if you're tapped in, tuned in,
With
turned
it.
on with the spiritual energy of the world, America runs on God, and so does the
That's
rest of the
right.
world. And
That's right.
so that's what you want to run on. You don't want to run on some bullshit D&D bullshit. You know, although it's good and tasty and very expensive,
Hey, motion.
but you're right.
Sorry I
Yeah.
missed your birthday live. So sorry, so sorry. I know I was supposed to mod, but that day I got bit by a dog. Like no joke.
Oh no.
My neighbor's dog took my finger and like almost ripped it off my
what,
thumb.
what breed was it? Damn ankle biters, you know.
It was those.
That's
It
what I
was a
call
little
them, man.
Frenchie. Thank God I wasn't a big dog, cause it was a little Frenchie. I went down to protect, well, basically to pick up Destiny, but by the time I went to grab her, the dog came back, and I have a problem with leaving my thumbs straight up when I go to grab something, and the dog grabbed my thumb, stuck its tooth right at the layer of my nail where my nail begins. It stuck its tooth in, and my other fist went straight down on the street, and I screamed. And the owner pulled the dog, and the dog, like with its tooth, ripped through my thumbnail. So I have like a big cut on my thumbnail.
Chingon,
And my
da,
whole hand was pouring blood. He's like, "Oh, I'm sure it's scraped." I'm like, "I'm pouring blood."
Well,
And
Daily salute,
you'll
brother.
always bleed worst with any ends of your body, which would be your fingers and your toes,
oh my
or
god,
face,
I
or
was
your
having a
facial
heart attack.
face.
I was worried. I was like, I'm pouring blood. And then by the time he brought me back to my house, because he was my neighbor, by the time we got back to my house, there's like no blood. I was like, oh my god.
Did he give you a bill? I'm only
No,
kidding.
I called my mom from New York. I called my mom and I told my mom, the little shit bit me next door and I'm bleeding and my nail is like tore open. My whole thumb. I took a picture, I sent it, and
But
they
Buddha,
gave my mom the shot and everything.
isn't it wonderful how our bodies heal themselves through God like
Yeah.
that? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cool. Sometimes you got to go through a couple of. Listen, I would love to have. I would want. Not love, but rather have somebody who went through some bullshit
Mhm.
and got some credentials than somebody who never went through any bullshit to, do whatever I want to do with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm.
Like in order to be like a successful business person, you want your partner to he or she's got to know the hey, they got some credentials, man. They want some bullshit. So they know a little
Mm,
better than someone who never did.
yeah.
And lately, you're finding a lot of people, they never went through bullshit. They like to pretend they did. I gotta worry about that. Yeah, but like, what the fuck have you gone through in your
That's
It's
true though.
crazy
That's
because
true
That's the
though.
resume I want to see. I don't give a shit about your college degree. I don't care about your PhD. What the fuck did you do in life that brings you? That's what
That,
I want to know.
that's
And
true though. You know,
that
that's
that
true.
yeah, that experience completely overrides any kind of degree.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That's
the
true.
best example of people like that are politicians.
Oh
And
hell
most
yeah,
of your
the
politicians in this world, they've never, rolled up their sleeves and put they never had boots on the ground, literally. What I mean? Like, what have you gone through? Oh, my mom was this and my dad was that, and I'm only going to run for this because that's what they want to fund me for. Uh, So that's why you got these politicians out there not doing anything because they've never experienced life.
that's true though. You know,
Yeah.
this silver spoon can't speak from an adverse standpoint. It's like when Jeff Bezos said, "I started from the bottom and now I'm here." I'm like, but you didn't though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they all lie. Give me the guy. Give me like the guy who ran, like who grew up like around a junkyard or something. Yeah, give me that guy. That guy's gonna know more than any fucking politician that can tell you how to do things. Give me a Fred Sanford for crying out loud. You know what
How
I mean?
often do those come around though? You know
But they
no.
don't. But they are
Yeah,
out there. They are out there. But you know they the system itself, the evil corruption.
yeah,
I'll call him the devil. Remember the water boy? The mother always said, "Oh, you're in the devil." They call it
yeah,
not with a
Kathy
V, with a
Bates.
B. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
hey, the devil. Right. So,
Man.
but that's what those people are. So it does exist. Unfortunately, they are around us. People show their true devil colors when they come around. Um, but these guys, they want to suppress, kind of like what we would just discuss. They don't want,
I'll be right back, guys.
but they don't want that. They don't want someone like you, but right, like you've seen it, you've experienced stuff, so you would be the right man for a certain job out there. But they don't hire that. They hire let's give the son of who the biggest contribution person. I'll give them the job,
Right.
and they have no fucking clue how to do it. Meanwhile, you could do the job lickety split, no problem. See, they don't like that. Huh.
Absolutely. That's what they tell us. We're overqualified, you know.
Yeah. And eh, it's like, I can't say it's a fine line, but you know, God's got our back. And when you rest within that, then you're good. And you just keep pushing on, keep moving forward, don't ever look back, right? The
Yeah,
windshield in your car is bigger than the rearview mirror, and that's a reason, because you don't want to keep looking back. You want to keep pushing forward. You don't want to talk about the pet. You just want to keep moving forward. Keep it moving is like the quote unquote phrase, right? Keep it moving, keep it moving. And some people will be left behind. And a lot of people have a hard time dealing with that. And that's where they get stuck, you see. Oh, they
absolutely.
don't see what I got.
100%.
And sometimes you just got to cut the ties. And not everybody's going to cross the river, so to speak.
Yeah.
You're going to
This
cross
is
it, but they'll be on the other side because they don't know how to cross it. And you know what? It's by design in a way.
this is a solo journey. I mean, I just talked with
Yeah.
one of my guys that I know personally yesterday. You know, he was explaining how he's going through hardships. And like I explained to him, you know, when you cut off dead weight, life becomes lighter. So that's gonna help you exercise limitless. Like I'm somebody who believes in philosophy, right? And I try to
Mhm.
follow it the best I can, but I tell everybody I wouldn't be in the position I am if it wasn't for God. So I don't finesse my blessings, I just embrace them.
Right. And then isn't it funny when you do pronounce that? Because why wouldn't we? We want to be cheerleaders for God. And that's what God
Mm.
wants for us to do. And they kind of look at you funny, like, oh, are you a weirdo?
Yeah,
How?
you're a
But
fanatic.
meanwhile, they'll say,
Right.
God bless. Oh, I'm sending thoughts and prayers.
Right.
Yeah. But meanwhile, you say, God's got my back. They look at you funny. It's weird. But they'll be the first to say, oh, God bless. Oh, I'm sending my thoughts and prayers. You're going through some stuff. But you know what? I'm a big believer in this. fuck your thoughts and prayers. Don't send me your thoughts and don't send me your prayers because I don't know who you are, what you believe in, and how leveled up you are with the Almighty. So you may be a Satanist and you're going to send me Satanist thoughts and prayers. So don't send me that.
Yeah, that's right. That's true though. Like when people say I pray for you, I'm like, please don't, because I don't know who you pray to.
Right. See, so thoughts and prayers, ah, don't send me those because your thoughts and prayers are completely different than my thoughts and way of life.
This version.
you know, they're gonna send me my thoughts and prayers, but meanwhile they were in like an eyes wide shut fucking party the night before. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
I don't need your thoughts and prayers. And that's just such a stupid staple statement, too, It's almost like when people really don't have anything to fucking say and they don't know what to say, they just get, conformed into the sheep and say, "Oh, I'll send you my thoughts and prayers." Well, why don't you just tell me what your thoughts are and what you're going to pray to? How about that, right? But they never tell you that. So you got to be wary with people out there listening. Be wary when someone says, "I'm going to send you my thoughts and prayers."
No,
Going to have a
right
fucking
though.
voodoo doll and with fucking hitting you with pin cushions. And you're like, "Oh, damn, I got a pain in my back. Oh, my neck and my back."
That's true though. I mean, I look at society in two portions.
Right?
Like, it's conformist out there, and then there's soloists. Like, and I try to separate myself from that. I follow God's principles the best way I can, man. But I know my place isn't to judge nobody else either. It's just like with censorship. Like they want to tell us we got free speech, right? But you can't exercise that shit without people giving you hell for it. That's just
Yep.
the way we live.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
It's fucked up, man.
But always be aware, not the people that you really know who genuinely want to send you their condolences in a way with their thoughts and prayers. I'm talking more or less like, like people you don't really, you may know them, they're not your fucking friend. My thoughts and prayers go to boo. No. Ixnay that bullshit. What are your thoughts and what are your prayers? Why don't you just tell me what your thoughts and prayers are instead of telling me you're going to send me your thoughts and prayers? It would be more impactful for you to let me know who you are. So don't send me some fucking devil worshiping fucking thoughts and prayers.
Yep.
I don't know, right? Exactly. We don't know. This guy may be fucking.
Hello, Beth.
There's a lot of impurity in those thoughts they have.
Yeah. So give it to me correct. Show yourself. You know what I mean? Like, let me know. I'll talk to God tonight before I go to sleep. Now that's a nice thought. And I'll say a wonderful prayer for him to bless you. That's a nice prayer. That's a thought and prayer.
Yes, man.
But just to say thoughts and prayers are with you, I don't know you. Your thoughts and prayers may be just because you're fucked up about an Easy Pass bill you can't pay now. And it got intertwined with what I'm going through. No, you idiot. I don't know.
Crazy. Life is a bitch.
It's not, Buddha. No, not anymore.
I mean, if
It's
you
not a
let it
bitch.
get to you,
Life is wonderful. Life is what God wants us to experience in its fullness and like have fun.
Yeah,
it's
a trip.
true.
I
Like
think, yeah.
have fun and don't let the other things bother you.
Life's a
Don't think
bitch
about
is a
it.
man-made old statement like the devil put out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Life is supposed to be fun, and people forget that, and they forget to laugh and have a sense of humor, and they just get all caught up on the left-right paradigm.
Yeah, a lot
Right?
of guys wanna make it about burdens, without acknowledging they create half of that wrong, right? Like nobody puts you in
Correct.
situations. You do that
Correct.
to yourself. So I think
It's
life's more
true.
of a trip. It's a bunch of trials. That's all. So
Amen.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
life
we
is a
got we
lot
got
of
this
trials.
ideology. You know, we got this
Yeah.
ideology that's created, and it's easier to follow than lead. So that's why people like you got a bunch of imprisoned minds in society. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like
They're
people don't
like
know how to think for themselves.
a bunch of ants marching, right? You ever
It's
see
just
ants like just march to one way, and it's that one ant that says, "What the fuck is going on here? I'm going against the. I'm getting out of here."
I
And
just
that
I
one
wish
ant
I
busts a
could
move off
rewind.
the gravy train and runs and makes his own way, and takes the path least traveled. You see, ants marching to me would be like the best kind of scenario I could say with the human race. Everybody wants to march, social media, but how about that one ant that just says, fuck this bullshit? I'm going to bust a move and I'm going to veer off and I'm going to take this path that's less traveled and just be on my own and go figure life out. Yeah, that's where everybody needs to be. But unfortunately, that'll never happen. Those will
I
be the
mean,
people that can't
we all
cross the
gotta
river with us.
awaken. We all gotta awake and realize
Yeah,
we
but you know,
can't
it's
save
easier for
everybody,
it,
and it
people.
hurts.
You know, a lot of people be loving things because everybody else loves them. You know, love it for because you like it. Like for example, with music, if you like a song, right, you a dig rider. If you don't like a song, you a hater automatically by default. That's just the way you label.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's how it goes. You're a hater to everybody if you don't agree with their perspective on whatever we're talking about, which is why I
Right.
don't personally get into politics because it's
Right, me
all
either.
man-made bullshit. You know, I
I
don't deal with
graduate.
that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I graduated out of that. I used to be a real follower, and then I realized it's all controlled by the same entity.
Yeah,
The left, the blue, the right, the red. It's all controlled by the same entity. And once people start to realize that, then they would call that like, oh, they have awakened a little bit. And then from that point on, it just takes a little bit more levels to really get to where we're at, to understand life is spiritual and God is within. Your divinity lies within. See, this is what churches don't want you to know. They want you to think you got to come down to the building and donate money in order to get God in your heart. No,
yeah.
He lives within us. We are Him. It's just a matter of how much you could show it out and how much, He's going to go move through you in order to do the work that needs to be done.
Right.
Hmm.
When I say like life isn't a bitch because it has changed. I changed my life in a lot of ways, but it's
Yeah,
just
but for the
like
better. But for
when
the
I'm
better.
yeah for the better, and
Yeah.
it's like I wish some people weren't fake
Yeah, but Buddha.
because I don't want to go through that
But
crying and suffering. I'm
That's a part of
tired.
life, though. You know, not to stop you, Buddha, but you know, it's like when we have discussions about people that we've gotten to become friends with on here. You know, personally, we don't really know each other or these
Right.
people we talk to. You know, but that's part of the devil's plan to approach and throw you off your game. Like, you know, there's going to be all kinds of people placed in front of you. It's like when everybody throws the word friendship around so easily. I'm like, you can know somebody for 50 years without really knowing them because, you know, people do calculate betrayal. Like that ain't no secret. It's been like that. So I always tell people, I don't trust you and you shouldn't trust me just because I got inner demons. And they look at me like, you know, I'm off for saying that, but I'm not gonna approach nobody and tell them you can trust me because that's that corporate salesman bullshit. I'm not that guy. So I just tell them straight up, you shouldn't trust me. Does that make me a criminal? No, but I'd rather be honest with self first, then honest with them. This way they could be like, okay, verbatim, word for word. You know, because how
Right.
many people do you meet every day that's going to tell you, you know, you shouldn't trust me?
amen.
They're not.
Mm.
Oh, that is
That's
it.
why I read these books because it helps me, you know, like
What's up,
find my
Maria?
sanity,
Make a love
and
shout
then
out.
honest,
But
like
Buddha,
the truth from what it's trying to say. Well,
Right.
what we're trying to say, and I know you understand this,
mm,
but maybe you want to have a little bit better understanding of human beings. There's maybe less than like 5% of the whole 7-8 billion on this planet
mm,
that could even understand what he just said to you. You understand? What I want you to understand is a lot of those people are assholes. They
yes.
just are by nature. They pick and choose where they want to be a dick or an asshole, he or she. But it is, if you are a loving, genuine representative of God, right?
Mm,
Well, you're not looking to fuck somebody over. You're
right.
not looking to be fake.
No.
You see, so he was just saying, like, so people look at him a little funny because he's just being correct. Maybe nowadays people would say you're keeping it at 100. I mean, obviously you can't really keep it 100 a whole lot of times, but he's being as honest as he possibly can to people to understand who he is, who I would be, and I say the same thing, and it turns a lot of people off because wow, I'll talk about the gossip, right? This is an
Mm,
example. You know somebody, they want to talk about gossip. Well, you don't. Yeah, they just blah 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 blah, and you're just like putting the phone on speaker, and now you're doing your dishes. You can give a shit.
yeah.
And every
True.
once in a while, you go, yeah, mm-hmm, because it doesn't get you anywhere. Talking about and gossiping about other people really doesn't get anybody
No.
anywhere. And the biggest problem most people have is that they care what other human beings think about when they should be thinking about what does God think of me?
Yeah.
That's the most important. Oh, my neighbor got a new car. I gotta get a new car too. Show him up, even though it's gonna put me in debt, even though I'm gonna be fucking strapped for cash, I gotta show them. No, but most people, Buddha, they're all out there running around. You're gonna find most people, Buddha. You turn on your TV, they're actors. So that's fake right out the gate. News channels, actors, fake. Watch
Right.
a movie, they're acting. It's
Right.
fake.
Yeah.
I
No,
want to say where is the real deal? I mean, the real deal. I mean, and we'll even take it down to the pulpit into the church. Some of these pastors that are running around out there, and they got some big followings, but they just tickle the ears of what people want to hear. It's the people that don't tickle your ears and tell them the fucking truth is what needs to be coming about. That's how
It's
I.
destiny.
I I
It's
shut up and
destiny
talk about
making noise.
That's the truth, though. It's like when somebody says that they don't care. I'm like, sure, you do care, because if you didn't, you wouldn't respond to what you say you don't care about. And
Correct.
that's what really bothers people. Like when you catch them in the error of their ways, right?
Mhm.
Everybody, like the people that's closest to you, are not supposed to co-sign everything you do. Like one of my homies in high school used to say, right? You're cool with everybody when you're giving your opinion about them and everybody's on board with it. But when you turn your direction towards them, now you're an asshole because you're telling them the truth. And I always say, as long as you tell the truth, you're not entertaining, because people get upset. The same way that you spit the gospel truth, they agree with it. They just can't deal with you saying it. That's why, you got people who are polarizing. Like, it's not even about who likes who or whatnot. And that's why I say, with me, it's like it ain't me preaching to nobody. It's just me telling the truth. You got a problem with the truth. You don't got a problem with me. No matter what context is
Right.
delivered in. Like, people always gonna get mad at the outspoken, and that's just how this life is geared.
That's
When
100.
you stand alone, yeah, I mean that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
And they don't like to hear that. Are you kidding me? When when I decided to talk more, listen, I've never always been this way, but what I would say is that everybody is born in religion, or maybe not, but most people are. And you grow up, your parents tell you, "Oh, you gotta go to church, you gotta make it,"
Yeah, I grew up in the Catholic Church.
or whatever, right?
Oh
And
my
you do
god.
it, but then, and going through that understanding is that people hear that phrase, "Oh, well, she is born again."
I was just like,
Now, now, when I've always heard that, I always thought weirdo, like, "Oh, born again." And even the own church, the Catholic, they would never preach that. So it's almost like, but what the born again really means is having an intimate encounter and coming back to Christ in order to get to the Father.
hmm
Not having a religion and just having that open, wonderful discussion and experience. Everybody's got their own, they would call that a testimony, you see. And once some of the people that I know, family, friends, whatever, they thought I was crazy. It was like in Casino with Joe Pesci talking to Robert De Niro in the desert, going, "Do you know people back home think you went batshit?" Just because I'm talking about God. But meanwhile, they'll say, "God bless you. I'm sending my thoughts and prayers." Oh, they'll get on, Half the time, if you ever looked at a Catholic church, people don't know whether to kneel or stand or sit. They have no clue what the hell's going on in that thing. Oh, do we sit? Oh, do we stand? Do we sit? Sit, kneel. Oh. And it's all ritualistic. It's all weird ritual things. When people, they don't preach, you see, that's how the church gets people within the religion, is that it's all about the dollar.
Yep.
It's all about money. Do you think if God was here today, or Jesus said, "Hey, I want to marry this couple, and you know what? How much scratch do you have?" That's not Jesus. That's not God. Who the fuck wants to charge to have a marriage in a church?
That's right.
Evil people do.
hmm
The bullshit. They got all these fancy costumes and different titles and ranks. Oh, priest, bishop, cardinal.
Yeah, they charge you
But it's
money
all
just
the same bullshit.
rent out the church to pray for your dad.
Yeah,
yeah,
And
the
show
rent,
the
like
fees,
rent
yeah, the
out.
damn
face and
fees,
everything.
yeah.
Be like rent out. Fuck that rent
And
out.
yeah, they were like, "Oh, you gotta rent out the church," and then
Right.
we'll put the
No, they
flowers, a
are.
picture of him, and his he was cremated, so they put it. My mom put
Are you
out his
guys
money.
hearing
I
a
was
little
like,
echo?
"What?"
Is it me? I'm hearing a little echo. I don't know.
Is it? Am I echoing?
You're not echoing, but now I just heard my echo.
I'm muted. Ow! Stop scratching me.
I'm just gonna make sure I got YouTube. Yeah,
Okay.
YouTube's muted on my end. So,
Ouch!
but yeah, I mean, God. Can you imagine showing up to heaven and God goes, "How much you got?" in order to let you through the gates, like
No, I can't imagine
like a bouncer at a club. It makes no sense. But these guys do it. But so that's how I busted out of the Catholic religion. I said, "Fuck that." I saw through the bullshit.
Yeah, I just now stay home, meditate, and pray to God.
Yeah, the den of thieves hustle exists everywhere. Not just in God's house. So a
They're
lot of
all over the
religious
place.
figures, they like to mess with the conception of the mind. That's why I say about having a free mind is crucial to how you move in society. A lot of people choose to be caught in illusion. That's why we got all this disarray out here.
Mhm.
It's easier for society to ignore what the real problems are. That's why everybody believes what not everybody, right? But the majority believes what somebody else tells them, being another man as a minority. And when we don't fall for the bullshit, what do? They blame us for it, for everything that's going wrong.
Right. And people got to realize
Gotta
that
wake up. Yep.
Hmm.
like I was goofing around, and they called this woman the queen, and I'll go there with it. If people really did their research and understood the royal family, quote unquote,
Right.
do you know how much bullshit that they did back in history? The
No.
whole roots of the royal family. I mean, it's just I mean, you go all over the globe, even Canada to this day, right? They're still under their rule.
Wow.
That's why you see that stupid bitch's queen face. Ding dong, the witch is dead now. But um,
Oh my God.
yeah,
He
ding
said
dong.
next is the Pope.
I knew God was gonna call her to get the fuck off this planet when she did that Jubilee bullshit about a month ago.
What did she? Okay, I didn't see it. What did she do?
She's standing out in front of Buckingham Palace going, and they were doing all the flyovers of the military. Look at me, my hat matches my dress, everybody. I'm the queen. I'm the queen.
Oh my gosh. Are you
Man,
Oh,
serious?
man.
disgusting.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
And
wow.
the whole adrenochrome drinking the blood of another human being traces back to the royal family. Believe that or
Oh
not.
shit, no.
Ritualistic. Yep.
Yep. Buddha,
They're
they do.
involved too?
Involved. That's why I say
Yeah,
today's a
with that
liberating
shit,
day.
drinking human blood.
It all correlates.
And Buddha,
Oh
what's
wow.
today's date? The day. What's the number of today?
8.
Ding
That's his
dong, the
angel
witch is dead.
number.
The witch is dead. The witch is dead.
That's his angel number.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. She's just a human being. Now,
Yeah, she's just
you know
another
who's next?
person.
You know who's going to be next now? Is the Pope.
Pope.
The Pope is ready to go. He's signed, sealed, delivered. He just needs to be packaged in and then just delivered. He's right there. But a lot of people don't understand that this is God cleaning house to get rid of these evil entities, these evil ritualistic pricks that have been enslaving all people, no matter what background, no matter what color. They have been doing it for centuries, passed down to passed down to passed down.
Yeah. You got people. Yeah, I
A lot
love
of
the
people here
queen.
probably
Yeah.
hate me for what I'm saying, but you know what? Go F you. Go do your own research and figure out what the fuck.
That's true though.
Speak your mind.
No, that's true though. A lot of people get upset, but these are figures. They're part of Babylon the Great, which explains it'll all be destroyed in the end. All these people that believe they have power, they only feel that way because other men and other women give them that power. These titles.
Have you ever seen the image behind the Pope when he gives his daily talks in Rome, Buddha?
No.
You never see what he sits in front of with his seat.
No, I don't watch him or
I'm not
TV.
saying you don't watch it. I don't watch it either.